on the track of introducing new things, you wrote Fallout. Um, so was this completely a story you wanted to tell for your character, or how did that grow in your head that this was what you wanted to have be the story?
Well, Brad Wright, he unfortunately told me that they really, that they have an open door policy there for pitching show ideas, and I took that as okay, let's do this, and I might have driven them a little crazy. I can't remember how many different show ideas I pitched to them, but then after a while. I think they realized this guy's not going to stop until we until we take one of his ideas and make it a show. But Joe Mallozzi took me
Yeah.
kind of under his wing, and really honed my pitch, my how I pitched and how I wrote the treatments and the synopses and all of that kind of stuff, and especially how I wrote the beat sheet for the script itself. The beat sheet, basically, they don't want you to write any dialogue or anything like that. They're gonna do all of that kind of stuff. So from a story perspective, I'm really just writing what's happening, what's taking place, in more of a descriptive manner, without really inserting any kind of dialogue. And that was tough, because as a writer, you want to write what are they saying and everything, but it's, you're more writing intentions, and things like that. And out of, like, I guess maybe the six or eight different ideas that I went in there and pitched them, this particular one they found interesting enough that they wanted me to go back and rework it, and I reworked it. And like I said, I worked with Joe Mallozzi. What a great guy! He really helped me to get it into the format that they're used to seeing, that they're used to working with. And that's what pushed it over the edge was working with Joe. But it was a fun storyline. It was just something I just wanted to figure out something that was on a scale of 1 to 10, that the outcome of the events was going to either be total disaster or 100% success, without too much in between. That, like, everything is at stake. You can't, you either, this either works out or everybody's dead, or whatever. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of the storylines I was trying to go for, was these, really
big scale.
Yeah, big scale, and
lots at stake.
Yeah. So it was a great experience for me to be able to go in there and work on that particular episode.
Was the undercover fun. Gould thread in there from the beginning, or is that something that was added later?
No, that was there. Yeah, that was absolutely there.
From the word go. That's great.
Yeah.
She was
totally.
good.
Yeah, totally.
Well, you took
I was just saying, it's the writing parts. I'd written quite a few scripts previous to my time on Stargate. Nothing that had been produced yet, but that certainly gave me a boost in my morale as far as being able to get stuff produced that I wrote. And it is exciting. I got in more recent times, I've written stuff that came out years ago, but in more recent times, I wrote a script called Dead Man's Hand, based on a graphic novel by Source Point Press that Stephen Dorff and Cole Hauser starred in, a very cool Western. And it was very cool to see them performing, the dialogue that I wrote and everything. It was really awesome, and a movie of the week, kind of a female-driven thriller called Deadly Justice, that's out as well, that came out early last year too, that I'm excited about. And that one, nothing much changed. On Dead Man's Hand, Brian Skiba, the director, did do a director's pass on it. Not much changed, but some stuff did. But it's nice to see something that is 100% all my writing, and Deadly Justice is that, and that was a lot of fun. I have some stuff too that I'm working on now that's in a pre-production kind of a stage that should be going into production this year that I've written as well. Besides other movies of the week that I wrote years ago.
I'm taking a look. You're keeping busy. I'm really happy for you. Is there anything in particular from these that you can pull out that you think Stargate fans should be on the lookout for in the future?
You know, I wish I have a really cool sci-fi series that I wrote a number of years back that hasn't been produced, but it has to do with the reptilian agenda and that whole thing, and it's it's very I think it's a very cool concept, but I mean, I don't want to reveal too much about it. Sure. You never know if I can get it made, but I would love to do more in the sci-fi fantasy world. I love those genres. They last a lot longer than other genres do, for the most part. And I also really enjoy the whole convention circuit and convention world and that whole scene, and those types of projects they lend well to going and doing those types of events, and I really enjoy doing those events. So, I would love to see at some point myself back in that world on something new. It would be great. But in the meantime, I'm more working along the dramatic lines and comedic lines. I got a comedic series that I've developed right now that has a great cast attached to it. Besides myself, Brian Austin Green from 90210, and David Faustino from Married with Children, and Jason London, and Ernie Reyes Jr., Vanessa Angel. I have all these cast attachments now. I wanted to do like a 90s kind of throwback cast, Gen X cast for it, and it's kind of like The Office meets Vice Principals, but I won't tell you where it's set, because if I tell you where it's set, someone's going to steal it from me because it's just too genius. But it's very funny, and we have some decent headway on that right now. I got some meetings coming up with some production companies out in LA, and we're in the fundraising phase as well, which is it's going slower than I'd like, but we have some interesting connections in that department as well.
Good for you, man. That's great. I have about 3 or 4 fan questions for you. I know we're running long. Yeah. Can I ask them real quick?
Go for it, man. I got nothing but time.
Okay, I appreciate it. Dan Ben wanted to know, was there anything in Fallout that got cut that didn't make it? I loved this episode, and I thought it was like a quieter character piece, like a submarine character piece, even though we've literally got the fate of the world in our hands here.
Yeah, not much. I mean, the whole script writing team over there, the writer producers over there, they have it down to an absolute science. I mean, when you're talking about stuff ending up on the editing room floor, you're like, 1 or 2 lines here and there, too long of an entrance, too long of an exit. Maybe, I mean, you're talking about just squeezing the air out of scenes. You're not talking about losing entire scenes. I don't think that we ever lost an entire scene in any episode that I shot of Stargate.
Wow, okay.
It's, I mean, they got the page count down to, an absolute science.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel, or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.